Welcome to the Camper Dan Files. My name is Chris, and in today's video, we'll be discussing diagnostic scan tools. All right, so we're all connected up onto the dash. There's our data link connector right here next to the hood release lever. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and insert our key in the ignition and put our Pathfinder into accessory mode. There we are. Otherwise, you'll never get the data that you're looking for. Let me lower the brightness on my screen here. Let me try and get things in focus. There we go. Let's diagnose. Nissan. My data link connector wasn't happy. We're connecting. I'm gonna go ahead and go to manual, American, United States. We'll scroll to our Pathfinder here. Where are we? Right here. Pathfinder, and then R50, and then 2001. Okay, so we want to do a system selection, and let me see. Oh, engine control module. Okay, it's communicating. Sorry about the background noise, guys. My AC compressor on my central air is running right now, so please excuse the noise. All right, so we're gonna read data stream and ECU input signals. All right, so what we're gonna be looking for is the evap system. Here it is. All right, guys, so I just wanted to give you a few visual examples of how owning a scan tool like this one can really help you to save money. So the first report shows us two codes, one for a small evap leak, which we've discussed and corrected, and the secondary code was for a O2 sensor. This was O2 sensor on bank 2 sensor 2. This is the sensor that comes after the catalytic converter. This particular code is what I'll refer to as a ghost code. And I call it a ghost code simply because it's stored as a pending code, but it never actually turns the check engine light on. I seen this code initially when I first purchased the truck, and then I've seen it recently a couple of weeks ago when I was working on other aspects of my R50. But again, it never turned on the check engine light. Now, this is where my scan tool really shines because it allows me to view the operation of this O2 sensor. And what I show is that the sensor is definitely oscillating, not just that one, but all four of them are oscillating like they're supposed to. As far as I can tell, they are warming up like they're supposed to. It is quite possible that this one might just be old. Again, the truck is a 20-year-old vehicle. And then, you also have to think about the electronics overall on the vehicle as well. Now, the next diagnostic report is an example of what you don't want to see when you're looking to purchase a vehicle. This was a report generated from a 2003 R50 LE trim that I went to go check out. This one was an automatic and it had a whole host of issues. And truth be told, I didn't want the truck. So when I seen all of those codes, I was like, yeah, I'm walking away. Now, would you believe me if I told you that it was necessary to have a scan tool in order to service something like the transmission on your vehicle? Well, I thought you wouldn't. But this is true for anyone that owns a 5th gen or 5.5 gen Ultima. This is going to be our Nissan Ultimas 2013 through 2018. Nissan has their dealer level scan tool. This is known as a consult machine. They plug it up to the vehicle and it tells them everything, mainly about the fluid dynamics. But I've learned from an actual Nissan technician himself that All you need is a scan tool that has the ability to read the transmission fluid temperature. The CVT on my Ultima, just like the automatic transmission, it works on fluid dynamics. So a lot of this has to do with temperature. And I was able to map things out that way and actually service my CVT myself after 30,000 miles. And I say this because if I had to take the vehicle to Nissan to have them service it, it was $250 plus taxes. You know, the NS3 CVT fluid is not cheap. It's very expensive. I was able to get what I would refer to as somewhat of a deal on it at Amazon. I say this tool is more valuable than any other tools that we may have, whether it be a breaker bar. In my case, I own two of them. Torque wrench, which I also own, and various other power tools and different sockets and attachments and such. Those tools, they're valuable in their own special way. It's not always about nuts and bolts. There are going to be some times where you're going to have mechanical issues stemming from other things. Before you go and back out that parts canon and start ordering parts, you need to make sure that you've actually diagnosed things. And the only way that you're going to be able to thoroughly and correctly diagnose these issues is with a scan tool. This particular scan tool I purchased years ago, mainly to service the CVT on my Ultima, but it paid for itself even more during the acquisition of my 2001 R50 Pathfinder. As like I mentioned earlier on in the video, I found a few issues that was wrong with the vehicle upon my initial inspection, and it helped me to save well over $1,000 during the initial purchase of the vehicle, and even more in repairs since then. Now, this particular scan tool, it wasn't the cheapest. I spent approximately $460 to acquire this. Now, I'm not saying that this is the amount that you have to go out and spend. You know what you need out of a scan tool. You know what information you need to access. Do what's best for you. Thanks again for stopping by the Camper Dan Files. My name is Chris. And until next time, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe.